First and foremost, I want y'all to be able to enjoy what I'm looking at right now. And it's honestly a great and wonderful day and a great experience to even be alive today. And some BS just happened 30 minutes ago. And this exact parking spot, right where my car is, right there, where that white car is parked next to. And I kid you not, a guy literally approached me about his girl. If I'm lying, my heart can stop beating right now. And there's so many things going on around me, so many people outside, but honestly, I just wanted to make this video in the comfort of my own head, because due to noise, I want to be able to just understand that all that matters is just you and our attention spans, and where that goes, where the energy flows into, and how it connects to a higher knowing. And right now I'm trying to find a picture as well. I'm getting annoyed already. Cause like, what is the excessive honking for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right now I'm on shrooms too. And I just noticed too that people, like with the auric repulsion, light body interference, and mirror shot comparison, like with the bullshit that happened with shorties or the nigga's girl, whatever, I realized, bro, when niggas start comparing in their insecurities, they had to confront the situation that they're insecure about. Why would you confront another man about the girl you are laying next to, or you're in the same exact car with? You're in the same exact car with the girl that you see something with, obviously. And you had the nerve to ask me. He even got the car to even approach me like a man. But you open the door in the passenger seat of a car that's not yours, and then you're asking me, do I know the girl that you're in the car with? Every day I awaken in this realm of Columbus, Georgia. It's nothing but unconscious energy that makes no sense to itself. Celestial rising, divine afternoon, and successful night to all the beings that watch this video. It's your divine reflection, divine messenger, and we are back with another authentic observation. If you see people in the background, just know they're walking in their own algorithm, so don't mind them unless they approach this energy that we have. We're not even worried about them, because they're going to have their thoughts, they're going to have their judgment. Either way it goes, who cares? And in my recent video 3 days ago, I said personality is a mask people wear to do something about rage or something like that. But that video got 2.3 views right now, whatever. And so that's a major jump for this channel, just because, you know, we're a small creation, we're a small creative of a mind, and it's a fact too that the subscriber count, it went from the 300s and then jumped to the 500s. And so seeing that, I said, damn, it's crazy. And people are sharing their experiences too on just how they deal with rage, or how they deal with the energy of being at peace. And you know, somebody's going to always have that thought of going against mine to get their likes, to get their clout, to get the attention, cool. But nothing but positivity, and people really understanding the message at hand, to say to themselves, I never really thought of it like that until I watched this video, them saying thank you and this and that. So it's really crazy to know when you're just being honest with your thoughts, and how it can just change just the whole paradigm of where you are, and even finding that peace. But for today's video too, we're going to talk about death, we're going to talk about reincarnation, we're going to talk about a lot of things that came from one of my supporters named Solar Steez. And rest in peace to Steez as well. I want to say, what's his face? Joey. Is that his name, Joey Badass? Yeah. I think Joey Badass sacrificed Capital Steez to get into the music industry. But hey, what do I know? So anyways, what exactly is death? How does reincarnation work, and is it even real? Will we technically already be dead due to us being asleep in the illusion that was never awake or aware of its solar awareness in the first place? False light beings that's harvesting souls, solar awareness to seek a false sense of awareness, enlightenment, light. Like, for example, how they show in the movie Soul. Is there even any point in trying to save/improve this realm of existence we live called Earth, if it's nothing more than an illusion of our projection we deem as reality? Like, I understand we all got our own scripts/missions we came down here to do or whatever, instructed by our own solar awareness, but why would it descend itself into a lower state of consciousness to have a human experience? Life has no meaning, but since we give it meaning, then it does. And this was basically this person's thoughts. So I'm grateful to even express to you what I think. First and foremost, death does not exist. Because for one, what I put, it would never be the end, doesn't exist. Not only just that, it's a transition of our awareness. So this body, this being right here, this vessel, it dies off, it perishes off. But consciously, all we do is go into a different dimension or a different form. So when we understand that, what exactly is death? Death is not exactly deadly. It's not deathly, it's not dying, it's not dead. The thing is, death becomes an awakened state of what it was born into, lies. And the thing is, I notice that every time I go to bed at night, and every time I open my eyes to this lie that I'm already dead in, I understand every day being out here that when you're dead, all you can do in your past life is remember what the future holds currently. And we currently have different thoughts from past dimensions, future dimensions, all of them happening simultaneously. And exactly why in quantum physics, they don't want you to know the spiritual side of spirituality and how they're able to transmute that energy into a higher realm of where these consciousness beings are being in. Because in order to be in tune with your thoughts, you have to monitor where they're going, where they're being placed into. So it's as if, so there are feathers right me, feathers right by me. So this feather right here, the being behind the thought is the orchestrator for where the thought goes after death. So death is basically a guidance of where you place your descendants. Literally. You watch yourself place yourself down to where you never were. So you look into the lies and you know why they're lies, but you tell yourself consciously, spiritually, if I want to get to a higher level, I have to beat this game. It's like playing a game, let's say Dragon Ball Z, let's say Call of Duty, any story mode game, whatever. You cannot get to the next level if you do not compete or even beat the final boss of that level. So let's say you want to get to level 45 or whatever, but there's a boss on the most extreme difficulty and you cannot beat that. You can't get the attributes, you can't get the accolades, you can't get the gifts, you can't get certain things without beating this boss. So all them levels that you added up to or even came to are strengthening and sharpening just your awareness by being next to source. Because everything is your dojo. Every thought that you have is basically you going against yourself. So death is basically you going against yourself by thinking as if you are separated from God. Whole entire time we are dead in the name of God. Everything around me is dead consciousness flowing in the future of what they thought about currently. But currently nobody's living for the now. So what is life? Nothing but dead vibrations flowing in what they think they're living in. Death can't even exist to itself. Doesn't even make any sense. So what is suicide? What is that? What is death? Like, what is killing somebody? Of course, you know, when you do kill somebody, obviously they have to go somewhere. But that's all based on the requirements the being wanting to go through. So it's their choice. It's a choice to go through that. It's a choice to live in it. It's a choice to experience it. It's a choice to memorize it. Once you constantly memorize it, and that's your database, that's your blueprint, your genetics will do what? Signal that same exact spell. So death is the spell that can never die. It can only keep you living into a different lie in the next realm. Because every realm you go into, you are understanding that I can get here by being alive in my cellular signaling of what I had to start attracting. You have to be able to attract living thoughts, attract living energy, attract health, attract heaven, attract love. Love is the reason that keeps you going. But how can you keep going when love is not the reason to love itself? So in order to love yourself, you have to be able to escape from what you were dead in. And that's the past that traumatized you. The people that you talked to that had conditioned you to believe certain status quos or dogmas or just different labels that never made sense to themselves. Excuse me. Which is why when you forgive, forgiveness is the key to help you get into ascension. Because in order to forgive, you have to let go of what let go of itself. Excuse me. So for example, the next part, how does reincarnation work and is it even real? To me, no. Nothing has ever been real besides delusions of reality. And reality can't even encrypt or, let's say, decode what it's being. We do that. Human beings do that. Our thoughts do that. Our opinions, the things we study, the things we learn. That's how we're able to decipher what's God and what's Satan, what's this and that. Reincarnation is a spell casting upon itself. It is a constant loop that you come back to. Once I studied that, even just this year as well. Reincarnation isn't even real because if you make it real, you come right back to the reality that lies to you every day. Outside of your nature, you can't even die. So how can you reincarnate? When reincarnation is the lie of reincarnation. Reincarnation can't even live nor die, so what is it being? Reincarnation can't even come back to itself because what is it coming back to and doesn't even know what it is? And is it even real? I asked myself, why did I come back here? Then I told myself, oh, wait a minute. I'm not even here. Because for me to be here, it's a reason. I create that reasoning. I told myself in the past, which is my future right now, I told myself without having a form, without having a thought, I said, you're going to come back and you're going to shift the life around you because internally you do it every single day. So where the life around you has to follow what you always knew about yourself, which is exactly what I'm doing today, which is why the things that are happening in my life are just like, they're befuddling because that's the lie of reincarnation. So many of us, and that's the thing, it's neither truth nor fiction, but because even reincarnating, you kill yourself every time you do that because why come back to the game? And if that's the case, if you're reincarnating every single day in the game, that means that in the game that you play in, you're playing in the same exact lie that helps you build yourself into the next level. The next level has no surface till you become physical again. But the physical world that we think we're in is the reason why the game never ends. Because we have fun playing something or doing something that we like. So when you like doing something for the mind continues to watch it. It has to follow what it wants to be in. So you want to be in the game spiritually. What do you keep doing every minute, every second, even outside of time outside of time, you can't measure what you're in because all you do is watch on a stream of consciousness. All you do is watch what never was. We are so bored outside of life that all there is to do is just observe what we make. We make up life. Literally, that's why everything around you is what it is. It is what it is because it has to be like that. It has to have a balance, and that's why we came here to balance our mind. There is no heaven, there is no hell. Once I understood that, I was okay. I told myself, where can I go when it's time for me to go? I said, oh, wait a minute, all I can do is flow. There is no stopping point that says, okay, for one, you can't even fucking tell me what the afterlife is like because you never even been there to even tell me about what it's been like. On top of that, if it's after your life, why are you still here in this life? Tell me about what you enjoy being in. That's why when I had an NDE, I got pissed off. So all these NDE videos that I see on the internet, it's not a lot, but majority of them, they're not being authentic. Whenever I came back to life from my NDE experience, I got pissed off. Because I woke up, I awakened into what I'm living in, and I told myself, oh my God, I've been lying to myself the whole entire time. Now I'm mad. But who can I be mad at? The CIA, the government, Freemasons, Jesuits, Committee 300, Boule, all these different organizations in secrecy, and deities, extraterrestrial parasites. I mean, if I blame them, I can only blame myself. That's when I took accountability for my life. I said to myself, wait a minute, I make up the beings. I make up the fallacies. I make up the government. I give them power. So if I'm that powerful, then where do I lie at? That's why we are the battery to boost their mimicry. Duh. You know what I mean? Reincarnation is their trap. We're not meant to be down here. Every day I awaken, I realize more and more of what I don't give a fuck about, but it truly opens my mind to understanding that life is so much more valuable than living. To the point to where I don't want to be around anybody who's not even living. I mean, imagine asking me about yo bitch, and I'm sitting here, excuse my French by the way, imagine asking me about your girl, your woman, and you're sitting here you're sitting here asking me about your girl, your woman. Whole entire time, I'm asking myself, what video do I want to make today? Wait a minute. How do I want to start this video off? Wait a minute. How can I end it? But wait a minute. There's no way to end my videos because it never started. That's the thing right there. You have to always be in a moment of what you can't come back to because that's the law of reincarnation. because everything around us is never even here, but only reincarnated because it wanted to be here. But to be here, you have to be flowing with what you are seeing yourself living in. So everything around me is never even, well, no, it was never here, but I make it here because I'm watching time reverse back into what I lost myself in. So it's as if we watch life pass us whole entire time, it was never here. That's the facade of what we trap ourselves into. So to make reincarnation die, stop coming back to lies. Simple. But I ain't gonna lie, humanity can't make simplicity work, because this complex world is not simple. That's exactly why you have to simplify logic and emotion. Logic and emotions have to work hand in hand. You can't sit here and tell me you don't have goddamn emotions, because if I punch you in your shit, you're not gonna say, "Dang, my nose." You're gonna be hurt. You're gonna be like, that hurt. If I slash your car, your tires, if I burn your house, you're gonna feel some kind of way. And if you don't, you're a machine. You're obviously an artificial program, which is all of humanity. Even like this ice cream truck, for example. It's as if the code, the simulation, when it knows that you're working intangible with alignment, it has to disrupt your flow by giving attention to the background noise of your movie. Everything you see, it's like, imagine a fire behind me, imagine people on a water slide, imagine a roller coaster behind me, imagine people screaming, fighting, or whatever. Focus on the mission. No matter what surrounds you, that's the lie of reincarnation. Will we technically already be dead to us being asleep in the illusion? Yes, but energy can't die. So remember, we are the observation of what isn't dead. For no reason, but it's a kid, so you get grace from me. That was never awake or aware of its solar awareness in the first place. Okay. Will we technically already be dead to us being asleep in the illusion that was never awake or aware of its solar awareness in the first place? So we are aware of our solar awareness in the first place. And we know that dead isn't dead. But for some strange reason, we have to feel what never was. That's why funerals, when you go to a funeral or when you see somebody die in front of you, it hurts. It hurts because we are not able to let go of what, or it's hard to let go of conditioned beliefs. Simple. I'm just going to simplify this video. I don't want to be out here too long and all this because it's going to get dark. And I also want to make a Patreon video for you all. So, false light beings harvesting soul, solar awareness to seek a false sense of awareness, enlightenment, light. Like, for example, how they showed in the movie Soul. So now with false light beings and harvesting solar awarenesses to seek a false sense of awareness, these beings, false light beings, come from the being that you are. For example, when you're a creator, mimics have to follow you. That's why when I notice people stealing my sayings, because for example, I ain't never met nobody on the internet that's been contradicting shit that just the way that I've been doing it. Since I've seen people supporting and all that, I noticed that people copy the way I say things. And it's like, I can't get mad at clones. It is what it is, bro. Because I'm the original blueprint of contradictions, obviously. Because I told myself, nigga, I'm finna go on the internet, I'm finna just be myself. This shit don't make sense. Can you relate? But nobody else said it first. So yet, I mean, I see myself as the pioneer of going against the normal lies. False light beings need your energy because that's how they're able to thrive in energy vampirism. And everything in this world steals from you. Your attention, your energy, your lifespan, your life expectancy, your health, your gut health, your intuition, your inner knowing, your consciousness, your spirit, everything around you is taking from you. But you are taking from yourself to give right back to yourself anyways, which is why you don't pay the leeches the mind. You don't pay the false light beings any mind, because that's their harvesting. They can only harvest off what we allow them to harvest from. I mean, you shouldn't, I don't know why, motherfuckers, but anyways, you shouldn't put attention into what these beings can't be. They can only be the replica of what somebody's past thoughts wants to be for today. Being at this job or this organization, there are little kids who are singing about being famous. not knowing that you are in for a whirlwind of lies. You're in a whole whirlwind of, or a typhoon, you're in a whole siphoning of curses when you want to become famous. I'll say this, I don't wanna say it like that. You become cursed when you start doing things to become famous. That's when it becomes very bad. It becomes the addiction. Because it's not bad to want to be known by a certain amount of people just for your works. I say your works alone. Now, if you want to be praised for your looks and, I mean, your outfits, what else? Your family, the way you can give sex or whatever. I mean, if just anything random. Or just the way you talk. If that's what you want to be famous for, you're done. But if you know that you can create your own works and people can emulate their life by doing what you do, even though they can't even do what you do, but they want to do it like that because you're doing it, you're trending. That's false light. And the thing is too, we are all soul harvesters. But the thing is though, to get away from that, you have to stop harvesting what you don't need. You don't need money, you don't need attention, you don't need a girl, you don't need a guy, you don't need a car, you don't need social media, you don't need approval, you don't need validation, you don't need a haircut, you don't need to do this, you need to eat, you don't need to go into the pool, you don't need to do this or that. What you need to focus on is literally bringing your own awareness into enlightenment. False light enlightenment by being aware of enlightenment in all dualities, good and bad. Being aware of both spectrums. That's exactly why my mind will be on the fence of what I could be observing. That's why I don't pick a side. I don't give a fuck, first of all. That's what helps me, not caring. Detaching from every day that I'm dazed by. You think I care about what Jordans you bought? You think I care about who dropped what album? You think I care about what girl you smashed? You think I care about how much money you made or how much money I made? You think I care about 2K, for example? I mean, it's not bad to care, but it's like, you think I really give a fuck about 2K? You think I care about video games? Do you think I care about school? No, these things hurts my energy every single day because I'm putting my mind to that mindset of a hive mind of artificial virtual memories that are identical to what we are playing with every day. This is 2K. Only difference is, where's the ball? In space. In fucking space. Is there even a point in trying to save / improve this realm of existence? No. No. Once I realized you cannot save what's grounded. Literally, that's like me trying to save a damn grass, for example, or just that stump right there. Why would I save what you're rooted in? Fuck no. It won't change. That's what I changed. I told myself I cannot change what you want to experience. If you want to experience being a demon or a thought or a slut or a stripper or a prostitute or a boss or a ball player or a social media influencer, I won't stop you from doing that. Or even a trafficker, a pedo, an apist, whatever. If that's your life, I will not stop you from doing that. But I'll know one thing. I'm going to watch my surroundings of people who think just like you. I know that for sure. Because I'll be damned if I'm so sleep to the game that your game fucks up my flow that I'm just playing in. I'm loading in to what I respawn into because I auto-save the game without physically, manually saving what I never played. Improve this realm of existence. Damn, I said that's push-ups. Don't say and stop using like so much. Improve this realm of existence we live called Earth. If it's nothing more than an illusion of our projection we deem as reality. Like, I understand we all got our own script / missions we came down here to do or whatever, instructed by our own solar awareness. But why would it be sending itself into a lower state of consciousness to having human experience? Because that's the experience. Humanity. Humanity doesn't even know that every movement they do has already been done. Do I need to keep making videos at this point? Everything we do has already been done. That's why, like, once I stopped giving a fuck about, even just for example, my clothes. Once I stopped caring about putting so much into buying clothes, I said, I'm free. Why are you free? I could wear a tank top every goddamn day with the same exact sweatpants. Nobody would give a fuck because I don't give a fuck. They can only give a fuck if I put my energy into clothes. They're so used to me buying clothes or getting clothes, this and that. They're like, wait a minute, you went a week without changing your wardrobe. You broke? You good? Expectations. I don't want you to know what I have, nor what I will never need to have. Because I'm having it now by being into my energy that is exchanging itself by being infinite in abundance. My mind is so abundant now, I don't need shit else. I don't need nothing else at this point in life. Because I am okay with where I am. I can completely say, as a son, as a child of my family's inversion, I am thankful to know what I don't know. Because that's how much I know spiritually. That's what saved me from wanting to save this realm. I literally saved myself from curses that were never curses. But that's a curse, my belief system. That's why I don't believe in shit. That's why somebody says, hey, do you believe in God? Fuck your God. You believe in Jesus? Fuck your Jesus. And they'll be like, that's a demon. That's demonic. Whoa, that's hateful. But yet they won't ever ask me, why do you feel that way? Why do you think that way about God or Jesus? Why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you save yourself? Why don't you try to save yourself? Why not put action into saving your own choices? You put yourself there, so why would I expect a being to help me from what I did to myself? I mean, imagine me telling God, hey God, save me from myself. What? Why would God want to save me from what I did to myself? Because everything that I did is what was already done. So I can't get mad at a being that never was. Because for that to happen, I had to put some emotion into a label. And no label in this world can save me. Because remember, all I'm up against now is death. Physically. And that's to me, one of the things that I embrace every day because I don't know when it's my time. But I know consciously every day, I do my best as an average citizen. I don't want to be a street nigga. I don't want to be, as you can see, and I had Jumanji on Young Thug. I mean, I told myself months ago, if Young Thug gets free, she sacrificed Rich Homie Quan. And what happened? Karma. Everything all the beings I did Gematria on, they're getting their karma. At this point, I don't have to do no more work. It's done. But when I make these videos, now people say, oh shit. Now you align yourself into the future that people will follow. You know what? And the thing is, too, I don't want to make it sound narcissistic. That's why I hate narcissism. Because that's in my family, so I go against it every day. But I'm going to say this, because everything I predicted on the spiritual journey has been accurate. I think I miss probably never. Because every shot I take is me thinking. If I don't think, I missed a shot. But wait a minute, when I miss, I still make the shot. So, this channel, this image, this community, people are going to want to join what we built. And I say we built because we are not only just seeing each other on the internet. We are here to change the vibration of what we were born into. Nothing else matters at this point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you used to be and what you're being today. No. What can you do for your spirit? Fuck feeding the flesh, man. What can you do for your spirit? Can you look your spirit eye to eye and say, I did everything I could for you? Can your spirit reflect back to you and say, you did that? You can go on to the next level. And nobody's going to bring you right back to this infinite loop of a 3D simulation. No, you did everything every day consciously, healthy. Even if you were unconscious, it's okay because you knew where you were going the moment you said, hey, Almighty, hey, higher awareness, I know you now. I know you exist. I know that I'm more than my body. I'm free. Welcome. Welcome back, son and daughter. So what is that? When they talk about the heaven gates, that's your mind opening up into letting you receive what you already been in. And then lastly, you said life has no meaning, but since we give it meaning, then it does. Exactly. Because we give meaning to life, that's why life has meaning to some people. Now, if you don't have meaning in life, then you're not living in the meaning of what you should be making meaning of. Meaning that every single day, what's the point of you existing? What's the point of you doing this thought, this action? What's the point of you vocalizing this or even doing that? What's the point of it? If you don't have a point, then therefore you won't know what your meaning is, because spiritually you already made meaning of this meaningless existence. The life that we're in right now has never been created. Basically, what I'm saying is, if I look around right now, as I'm looking around right now, this is a canvas of an empty void that has no life. The only thing is, it's just observations that are playing the game of the physical costume that gives creation to life, because everything around us is just being aware of its own nature. But outside of nature, all you have is the observation of spirit. But spiritually, all you are is just observing what you've always been in, your thoughts. So outside of your thoughts, who are you being when you can't put a face or an image to what you never were? So all you can be is what you're in right now. Because what you're in right now is what never had meaning. So spiritually, there is no meaning to existence, because on the wavelength of existence, all you can do is be infinite with infinity. And infinity makes meaning subconsciously, not consciously. So consciously, there is no point to life. Just live. Live and do what you do. But always remember, everything you do has a consequence, and it has a destination for where you go in the next life. So if you choose to do things that aren't for you, well, this life is for you. But if you do things that go against what you want to do, but you don't do it because you see something more, you are destined to go into ascension. You can go into a different realm that caters to what you did today. Everything you do today matters in the next realm. So if you don't wake up tomorrow, are you satisfied with nothing? Because in nothing, what did you work on? What did you create? And if you didn't do shit today and you die tomorrow, you come right back to doing what? The same exact program. I refuse to not put in work as a grown-ass man with no family. If I ever have a family, they will never have to say, damn, I struggled. No. But I know one thing though, if I have a family, you're gonna work to create your own fantasy, your own illusion. I'm gonna give you a handout, but you're gonna put in that work. Any girl I'm around, any woman I'm around, I don't care if I had 15, 20, 1,000 women behind me, y'all gonna put in some goddamn work. You're gonna stream or video, you're gonna do something, you're gonna create something, do your own business, be your own boss, you're gonna be who you are before you even met me. Because we are here to build and create things that the next generation can look upon and say, what a life. What a life. Leave your mark in history. As I study greatness, yeah, man. As I study greatness, it makes sense on why insanity comes to those that leave the illusion. Do I even want to do the key points as well? Like, I think I said so much at this point. I was just going to finish it for y'all. I only said one key point out of 33 minutes. Reincarnation is awareness looping through new avatars until we remember ourselves. So we don't always have a linear thought of our being in the flesh, because it's more like consciousness just decoding the codes that we give into our blueprint or our database genetically. Now, the third key point I put for myself. A lot of people are alive but spiritually dead, and they're trapped in dreams that they never awaken from, because the illusion is not real, because people don't question it. People don't question why those beings make that noise. People don't question why they People don't question why. I just wanted to watch them. Cause like I just see, my bad y'all, that's how you know I'm out of my body right now. Like as I'm watching the geese, as I'm watching, like they're swimming right now. I'm watching geese swim. I mean, is the illusion not amazing? Like niggas can't even tell me how they swim. That's how I know people not thinking enough. Because when I noticed that 98% of people are spiritually dead, they can't even question why birds fly. whole entire time they're underwater. And if we're underwater, what is air? So when you have no air, what are you breathing in? So when you stop breathing, you come back to life. So what were you doing the whole entire time? When you're underwater, literally as well, what's the difference? You go right back to the surface of your mind. No matter what, we are in the womb. And the womb has no transparency, but it's so transparent, we call it air. We call infinity air. So where we don't even know what we're breathing in. We don't. But I feel like we're breathing in so many different chemicals, so many different nanotechnologies, that so many toxins, to where that's how we started talking. That's how we started thinking out loud. That's how we started doing shit against our spirit. And I feel like it's because we did something as far as building. We created illusions like smog from cars and trucks, gas stations, waste from the garbage disposal places, and just many different illusions. We have done so much damage to this world to where all we do is breathe in our choices. So where they kill us and age us? Crazy. The fourth one, false light beings have to feed on the seekers that attract light instead of the truth of what their light can never chase. Because these beings, they chase enlightenment. We never had to do that, because when I used to ask myself how people became famous and why they're so known, that's when I started getting the attention. And the thing is too, when I did gematria on myself, and of course you already know I'm very transparent as well, I put my first and last name, I put famous, I put Freemason, all them bitches lined up together. And what have we done as far as YouTube? And the thing is too, I don't believe in fame. But when you do something that's different, that's never been done today, you become known for that. So where it's inevitable to get the spotlight on your life. Because look at your mind. Every day I tell myself, look at your mind, Darius. I have opened so many pathways in my mind, so where the thoughts I have, I look back on some of them and I ask myself, how did I even think of that? That's why I surprise myself every day with a new thought that sounds the same to me. That's why no matter how better I get in my vocabulary, it still does nothing for me, because I am a perfectionist. So where I can't even master that, because why would I do it? But not a lot of light is divine, but it has divinity in it. And a lot of times this false light is just bait for harvesting the solar awareness or the observation. And then lastly, the world that we are in is a university of a school that we are dreaming in. And the thing is too, meaningless is what we think about until it becomes a meaning in divinity. So we think as if this world is meaningless because we don't have divinity attached to it, because we don't know ourselves from people's unknowing of themselves. So now when we know ourselves by growing up and learning our life, we become more aware of what source knew we were going to be. Because who are we becoming every single day? By being aligned in our higher self. Our solar awareness does not come down here to suffer, because we are awakening through the mirror of illusions. Everything in this world is the illusion of what we mirror every single day. Once you see what's in the mirror, you can only reflect back what you think about yourself. That's exactly why everybody around me is good looking. Everybody around me is intelligent. Everybody around me is loving. Everybody around me knows, let me be me. That's why the people who are around me, the people who will be around me, you can only see God go to work. And I ain't saying God nor Satan, but I'm saying consciously, I know that I am God trapped in this body. If that's the case, everything I do is for one source. I don't care about any other meaningless existence of a human being. All I can care about is, how was your being for today? Are you good? You straight? You need something? And if you need something, you better give me a great reason on why I should give you my energy. Because if not, get the fuck away from me, or else. And besides that, knowing that I can only attract what I want to be in, all I can be in now is my higher self's embodiment. So where everything I do Everything I do becomes an occultic practice because I study occultism and know why it has been reversed upon my society. I refuse to let works that were never demonic go against our nature ever again. I refuse to live in a world that has lost its ways. I refuse to let this world perish just because we didn't do the necessary action to become greater. Fuck no. We can change this world by never saving it. Get the fuck away from me. My bad. Now I'm home. It's quiet. Have a great Nirvana Day, Divine Reflection. What a world, man. I love y'all. We gone.